Chapter 433, Blackie's Impartation. This chapter is updated by novels.pl. Ordinary people could not endure such tearing pain. Zhang Yuochen's body was constantly shattered and blood poured out of every inch of his skin. At this moment, he looked ferocious and terrifying, like a blood devil sitting with his legs crossed. Half a day passed. The blood on his body solidified and formed a layer of red-brown blood scab. Snap. Suddenly, the blood scab on his shoulders cracked with a breaking sound. Subsequently, the number of cracks gradually increased and spread out in all directions like spider webs. Every crack gave off an intense black light. Suddenly, a roar sounded and the blood scab that covered Zhang Yuochen's body flew out like the broken shards of a vase. Zhang Yuochen sat with his legs crossed on the ground with all his pores opened. The spiritual chi of water nature was absorbed into his body and turned into vital essence. He did not deliberately absorb the spiritual chi of the water nature. Instead, it flew into his body automatically. After refining 9 kati and 9 tils of black glazed spinel, Zhang Yuochen finally succeeded in practicing the treasured body of water spirit. Zhang Yuochen stepped out of the internal space of time and space spinel and stood under the golden eaves. As he lifted his arms, water droplets were immediately condensed in the air. The water droplets constantly merged and finally formed a stream. The stream suspended in mid-air, 5 meters high from the ground. It flowed slowly with a crash hit. Zhang Yuochen sharpened his eyes and swung his arm. The stream seemed to sense his power and immediately condensed into 13 crystal clear ice spikes. And then, they flew out to hit a 7-meter high rock. Like piercing through tofu, the ice spikes flew in silence and left 13 holes in the rock. Rumors has it that if one succeeds in practicing the treasured body of water spirit, he can freeze a lake just by pointing his finger. Also, he can instantly melt an iceberg and turn it into a raging torrent. Zhang Yuochen was quite satisfied with his treasured body of water spirit. He could fly in the sky by manipulating the spiritual chi of water nature. However, his current realm was too low and his vital essence was not strong. Therefore, he only could fly for only a short distances at low speed. Therefore, compared with the spiritual chi of the water nature, it would be better to use the force of Dragon Pearl to form a pair of dragon wings. Refining 3 katis and 4 tils of black glazed spinel is equivalent to my cultivation for 3.5 years. As a result, my cultivation has enhanced a lot. Now, I may be at the mid-stage of the medium state in the heaven realm. Zhang Yuochen was not in a hurry to continue refining golden ganoderma lucidum and purple cloud patterned eaglewood, so he stepped to the courtyard. It might not be good to blindly seclude oneself for refining. Going out for a walk frequently might be more enlightening and allowed chances for reflections. At a distance, he had heard Blackie's voice. The sun was high in the sky and shone brightly. The sun gently glistened through the leaves and casted all sorts of strange shadows on the ground. Blackie sat with his legs crossed on a tall white stone table and raised his head with a proud look, saying in a clear and loud voice, "You must know that the practice of savage beasts is very different from that of human beings. Human practice requires not only the sacred mark but also exercises and rare books. Moreover, they must practice heart state and martial soul. Those who use swords should practice the realm of sword technique. Those who practice palm should practice the realm of palm technique. Those who use knives should practice the realm of knife technique." However, the way savage beasts practice is very simple. It can be summed up in one word: eating. The more they eat, the faster their strength can grow. The better the quality of food that they eat, the stronger their physique will become. Gyogo sat on the left side underneath the Blackie. It suddenly laughed out loud and showed its 2 white rabbit teeth and said, "I'm the best at eating. I can eat a whole elephant for 1 meal." Unexpectedly, only I have mastered the practicing knack for savage beasts. Blackie glared at Gyogo and hummed, "What are you laughing at?" I haven't finished my words. As soon as Blackie gave it a look, Gyogo immediately ceased to laugh. It covered its mouth with 2 claws and did not dare to laugh anymore. Zhang Yuochen smiled and nodded when he saw the scene in the distance. Blackie indeed had its individual way of doing things. Within a few days, it made Gyogo and the monster ape submissive. They obediently sat underneath it and listened to it teaching martial arts. Blackie rested its chin on its claws and said, eating is just the most basic practice for savage beasts. The savage beast who only knows how to eat will never be anything more than a savage beast. If you want to advance into a higher level of savage beast, or even to become a dragon or a saint, you have to practice skills and heart state, absorb spiritual chi between heaven and earth and the essence of the sun and the moon, and seek for the holy way like human beings. Of course, if you are the immediate descendants of the mythical beasts, such as divine dragon, phoenix, Qilin, Jingwei, and so on, you can also become the most powerful creatures between heaven and earth with eating only. Unfortunately, you guys aren't. Blackie stared at Gyogo and the monster ape and laughed grimly, saying, "Since you're not the immediate descendants of the mythical beasts, you'd better follow me to practice. If you listens to me, you'll surely have a great future." Back in the old days, even if True Dragon and Phoenix were eager to be my disciples. However, I was too busy to give them any advice at that time. Even True Dragon and Phoenix were eager to become its teacher. Gyogo and the monster ape were simple-minded. Upon hearing this, they became excited and immediately kneeled on the ground. They begged Blackie to be their teacher. Blackie hesitated for a while, then he finally granted their request. "I don't take apprentices easily." "Well, both of you are lucky today. Since you've apprenticed to me, you must follow my orders in the future. If you disobey, I'll eat you alive." Blackie lifted up its two claws behind its back. It looked like an exemplary teacher and said slowly, "Gyogo, you've swallowed demon's heart, so I'll impart you the sky-swallowing knack, the sky-swallowing demonic dragon's supreme exercises. If you succeed in practice, you may be able to get rid of greedy rabbit's savage beast body and turn into a sky-swallowing demonic dragon." After that, Blackie extended a paw and pointed Gyogo's globula to impart it with the practice skills of the sky-swallowing knack. However, it was uncertain that whether it could turn into a dragon after practicing the sky-swallowing knack. Blackie looked at the monster ape, saying profoundly, "You've refined black glazed spine and practiced treasured body of water spirit. Therefore, you will be likely to refine others of the five elements spirit treasure and strive for treasured bodies of the double spirits, even treasured body of three spirits. As your master, I have great expectations of you." The monster ape growled and immediately kowtowed to Blackie. "All right. I have the Elder Devil's 10 Skies, a volume of the Archene Giant Spiritual Monster Ape's handed-down secret scroll. If you can practice to the 7th heaven, you'll succeed in practicing the body of giant spiritual monster ape. When you stand up, you'll look like a huge mountain as tall as 4,000 meters. By then, you can go anywhere and do anything." After that, Blackie imparted the monster ape the exercises of the Elder Devil's 10 Skies. It was also unknown that whether the Elder Devil's 10 Skies was as miraculous as Blackie said it was. It would be known only after the monster ape practiced it. Anyhow, the monster ape believed firmly that Blackie was its teacher. Blackie stared at Zhang Yuochen and laughed, saying, "Zhang Yuochen, you've also practiced treasured body of water spirit. If you worship me as your teacher, I'll also impart you a volume of supreme martial arts,